to our first YouTube class on my new page. If I haven't met you in person, my name is Ellen, and I'm really excited that I have done the thing that I said I would do. This has been brewing my mind for so long, and something I've really wanted to offer, free yoga, and hopefully a practice once a week, something that you can always come back and rely on, and we can build a little bit of a practice together, even if it's online. And this was really stemmed from me moving from my original home, Durban, to Cape Town now, and still really wanting to connect with the community there that I miss so much. But I know this will extend past that as well. So thanks for being here. We are going to start today with a really kind of grounding, rooting practice. I thought it'd be a really nice place to start, kind of from the base level as much as we can. Always in my practices, if you haven't practiced with me before, there's a lot of lefts and rights, moving forward and back, so facing forward and back on your mat, which I hope doesn't feel too confusing over the camera. But usually, famous last words, if you listen to the cues, I'm pretty sure you'll know where to go. And then in terms of props today, I might steal a pillow a little later on. If you do have a block, it could be really nice. There's a passive vinyasa at the end of class. Otherwise, literally a stack of pillows, a stack of books. You don't need much. Okay, so we're going to start lying on our bellies first. I'll just show you what it looks like. So you're going to lie yourself all the way down onto your belly, down onto the floor. Stack the forearms one on top of the other, and then rest your forehead down onto the backs of the arms or the backs of the hands. I find it's really nice to go legs quite wide on the mat. You can also turn your toes out and have your heels facing in, or it's just tops of the feet, and there should be a slight pigeon toe of the feet. Okay. If that's not comfortable and you want to lie down with one cheek on the floor instead, feel free. So you can go ahead and make your way down onto your belly and just allow for a little bit of moving first. So adjust any clothing, adjust your hair, do whatever you need to do in order to get really comfortable so that we can be still for the first couple of minutes or so. And as you're moving, as you're wiggling, if you feel like you need it as well, just a couple of rounds of a really full, deep breath. So big inhales through the nose. You can feel the belly bellow up against the ground. And then just big exhales, audible sighs if it feels good, to give it some sound as you release. And you can take yourself through 2 or 3 rounds of breath just like that, or just intuitively, instinctively, however many big breaths you feel like you need. And then when you are ready to, just settle back into your natural rhythmic breath. So close down your eyes if you haven't already. And just take a moment to feel what it feels like to really ground and anchor yourself here. So it might feel like you need to really shift gears, shift out of what might have been a busy day or start to your morning. Just shifting down a gear into something that feels a little slower, a little more intentional, a little more stable, steady, anchored. And then starting to connect to this feeling of the body on the ground and being really close to the earth, being close to the ground underneath you. And then imagine the body starts to relax a little more, and it's like you get even closer to the earth, and that really steady, immovable feeling of the ground. imagine that you have an anchor. I want you to drop the anchor right down into the center of the earth. And as you drop that anchor, let it land as well in the present moment. So for practice today, our collective intention is to be grounded, to be anchored, rooted, and to simply be where your feet are, where your hands are, where your breath is. So you can stay as you are on your belly. We'll take 2 breaths together. Exhale first, so empty the body of the breath. Taking a full breath in through the nose, belly, chest expand. And then open the mouth and take a big audible sigh, release. Once more, taking a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then seal off your lips at the bottom of the breath and just breathing naturally again, but really noticing breath from here on out. So turning the breath into a really conscious, deliberate breathing. So I want you to stay as you are, just bend the knees and start to take a little windscreen wiper of the legs from side to side. So just a little rock from left to right. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to here, just a little bit of easing out. And then when you even things out on both sides, re-extend the legs down the mat and slide your hands underneath your shoulders. You can drop your forehead all the way down to the floor. And then as you inhale, a cobra, just a little lift of the chest, a little lift of the collarbones. Exhale, lower the forehead all the way back down to the floor. We're going to go 2 more just like that. Inhale to lift, to float. Exhale, get close to the ground again, that feeling of anchoring, rooting. Once more. Inhale to lift, to float. You're anchored in your hands, tops of the feet. Exhale to lower all the way back down to the ground. Tuck your toes under at the bottom. High plank is the inhale. Option to use your knees to press yourself up. And then staying either high plank or knees stay down on the floor. And we're just going to start first, little shifts around. So just kind of playing with sensation, playing with the weight in the hands, the weight in the feet, and just noticing these points of connection with the floor. And take 1 more big breath in. And then as you exhale, right knee lowers down to the floor, supported side plank on the right hand side. You're going to spin on your right knee, extend your left arm, left leg away from one another. And then you've got a little moment here to maybe roll out the wrist, to take a little bit of a back bend, to find some space in the left hand side of the body. And take 1 more breath in. And exhaling out. As you inhale, float your left leg parallel to the floor. On the exhale, left knee bends, left knee, left toes go up towards the ceiling, left hand to receive the top of the left knee. So think of cupping the hand around the front of the knee. If you need a little extra space, I like to come onto the tops of the right fingers. And then think of sending your left knee back behind you, sending your hips, your pubic bone forward, chest forward a little more. Take 1 more big breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Guide your left foot, your left knee to top left corner of the mat. Spin on the right knee so let it respond. So we're going to start first, either hands flat under shoulders or tented fingers. If you want, take a little extra wiggle of your right knee back behind you. And then as you inhale, an opening across the chest here, lift the chin. Exhale, a wide-legged half Hanuman. Walk your hands back. You don't have to fully straighten the left leg. You kind of work it straight as much as feels good. Flex the foot. And then maybe fold the belly, the body a little lower between the legs. As you inhale, we go again. Lunge forward, just easing and open across the chest. Exhale to that wide-legged half Hanuman. Take a fold. Once more. Inhale to lunge forward. Try and stay right to the top of the breath. And then exhale to fold. Again, the patience to stay right till the bottom of the breath. As you inhale, lunge forward, look forward. This time, lift the back knee up off the ground. Just like we had in plank, you've got some time to wiggle here, to move. You can come in and out of the shape, so you don't have to stay in that runner's lunge. And quite literally moving like nobody's watching. So just seeing how it feels, just to wake up the body here. When you're ready, you can find yourself back through the middle, back in that runner's lunge, back knee lifted. Malasana Yogi squat. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Drop your hips down towards your heels. So same thing here. First one can have a little bit of movement, maybe some swaying side to side. This does not have to be static. We'll take one more inhale wherever you are. And one more exhale. Finding yourself back through the middle. Hands come to heart center. We take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands down to the floor. Spin your heels back, your toes forward. Relax your neck at the bottom of the fold. So if you haven't already, bring your hands to opposite elbows. A little ragdoll here. So some swaying side to side. Maybe some swaying forward and back. Just starting to feel a little bit of space in the hamstrings. And then when you're ready, lower the hands back down towards the floor. Malasana, drop your heels in. Hips down, hands to heart. On the inhale, keep the angle of the feet. We rise, arms go out wide. Bring your palms to touch up above your head. Exhale, Malasana. Trace the thumbs through the center line of the body. Elbows land inside of your knees. We go two more just like that. Inhale to rise, arms wide and up. Think painting circles. Exhale, Malasana, trace through center line of the body, land at the bottom. Once more. Inhale to rise, use the whole breath in, still breathing in, still breathing in, still breathing in. Exhale all the way back down to the floor. A little pause at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale, high plank, land your hands, step one foot back at a time. Even notice this, so feel the weight in your hands as you step the feet back. Inhale, take a little shift forward. Exhale, lower your belly all the way down to the floor if you need to use your knees. Once you're at the bottom, feet go a little wider, feet about as wide as the mat. This time, come onto tops of the fingers, tented fingers or spider fingers. Drop your forehead down to the floor. Rolling cobra on the inhale, start to float forehead, collarbones, chest, and then belly up and away from the floor. At the last moment, lift your chin. As you exhale, we roll belly, chest, forehead back down to the ground. Two more just like that. Inhale to float. Remember here, you can go as high as feels good for you. Exhale, earthbound, going all the way back down towards the floor, back down towards grounding. Once more. Inhale to lift. And exhale all the way back down to the floor. Hands come under your shoulders, tuck your toes. High plank as you breathe in. Option again to use your knees. And again, a little bit of movement here. This doesn't have to look like what I'm doing. It could be anything that makes you feel connected to the points of contact you have with the floor. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, left knee lowers down to the ground, supported side plank on the left hand side. Extend right arm, right leg away from one another. So again, you've got some time here to move that right arm, that top arm around in space. To make space in the side of the body, maybe front line of the body as well. There's no such thing as doing this wrong. So if it helps you, just close your eyes and use feeling as a navigation system. When you're ready, find yourself back through the middle. Inhale, right leg floats parallel to the floor. Exhale, right knee bends. Send your right knee, right toes to ceiling. Right hand cups the top of the knee. Now we're going to try and encourage right knee back behind us. If you're running out of space, come onto your left fingers. And then send hips and pubic bone forward. One more big breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Guide the foot top right corner of the mat. Let the left knee respond and spin. Hands come under shoulders, either tops of fingers or hands flat if you want it. A little step of your left knee back. Find yourself here. Inhale, open across the chest. Exhale that wide-legged half Hanuman, take a fold, flex the right foot. We've got 2 more. Inhale to lunge forward. I want you to try and move for the whole length of your inhale. As you exhale, that wide-legged half Hanuman, so often moving a little slower than we think we should. Once more, inhale to lunge forward, making it last. Exhale, wide-legged half Hanuman, take a fold. Inhale, lunge forward. This time, lift your back knee up and away from the floor. And some time here to move, to wiggle. I want you to feel like you're making space in your hips. So whatever that looks like, again, there's no such thing as doing this wrong. Just go by how it feels. You've got 1 more breath. And we find ourselves back in that runner's lunge. Malasana, left foot steps forward outside of your left hand. Drop your hips, bring your hands to your heart. Take a big breath in wherever you are. As you exhale, forward fold, hands down towards the floor, toes forward, heels back. Second round of that ragdoll, hands to opposite elbows. Maybe you still need a bend, a buoyancy to the knees. But again, you got a little bit of time to move, to rock, to sway, to breathe. And then when you're ready, lower your hands all the way back down to the floor. Malasana, heels in, toes out. Hands come to heart center as the hips drop. So we're going to keep the angle of the feet. We go again 3 rounds. As you inhale, rise, arms go wide enough, palms to touch. Exhale, Malasana, really intentionally trace the thumbs through the midline of the body, land at the bottom. 2 more. Inhale to rise. If you want to, move faster or slower, feel free. Exhale, Malasana. It's a long breath out to get you back to the bottom, close to the ground. Once more. Inhale, rise all the way up. Feet still anchored on the floor. Exhale, Malasana, all the way back down towards the ground. This time, take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hands down towards the floor. I want you to heel to toe, big toes to touch. But do this really mindfully, really intentionally. So you got plenty of time to get there. Once you're there, inhale a halfway lift for a little bit of space. And then an exhale to fold back over the legs. If you need to, bend your knees. So first round of flow. I'm going to go nice and slowly, so I'll have some time to kind of ease in. And then as much as you can, again, just listen to the cues. So we're going to step right foot back, right knee lowers down to the ground, half Hanumanasana, fold into your left leg, flex the left foot. Let's take an inhale here, and an exhale. As you inhale, we're going warrior 2 into the left leg. Lunge forward, right knee lifts. As you anchor onto the outer blade of your right foot, spiral the arms open wide, and you're turning chest, hips to face the right. So take a little moment here to set it up, to feel your feet anchored into the floor. How does it feel if you press a little further into the outer blade of the right foot, feel the right leg switch on. And then maybe lunge a little further into your left leg. Imagine pulling the wrists apart. When you're ready, interlace the hands behind the back of the head, goddess squat, turn your heels in, your toes out, and then drop the hips, the hamstrings parallel to the floor. You're going to keep the shape of the legs. Inhale, press the palms up towards the ceiling, maybe a little opening across the chest. Keep the legs as you exhale, release the interlace of the hands, land your fingertips just down to the floor. We've still got this bend in the knees. On the inhale here, keep the bend. Imagine a halfway lift. Pull your chest forward, send your sit bones up and back behind you. Exhale, wide forward fold, Prasarita. Now we release. Spin the heels out. Relax the neck and the fold. If you want it, inhale a halfway lift, a little bit of space. And then exhale to fold back in. We're going towards the back of the mat. Twisted lunge on the inhale. Left hand lands inside of your right foot. Your right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Baby Hanuman on the exhale. Left shin lands inside of your right heel. Land your sit bone to your heel. Take an inhale, open across the chest just for a moment. Exhale, pyramid pose, roll over the top of the left foot and take a fold into your right leg. One inhale here, and one exhale. Single leg mountain on the inhale, left knee steps to your chest, arms go up towards the ceiling. Think active right on the ends of the fingers. Exhale, half Hanumanasana, slowly, slowly, slowly. Step your left toes to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee down to the floor and take a fold into your right leg. We're now all the way on the other side. Take an inhale, maybe a half lift. Exhale, a chance to deepen the fold or just deepen the breath. As you inhale, warrior two into your right leg. Now don't rush this. Lunge, left knee lift, spiral, and then big wimble of the arms open. The lunge is in the right leg. Take a moment here. Maybe close the eyes. Feel really grounded, really rooted, connected to the floor underneath you. Interlace the hands behind the back of the head. Goddess, spin your heels in, your toes out. Hamstrings get low. As you inhale, press the palms up towards the ceiling, maybe an opening across the chest. Exhale, land the fingertips all the way down to the floor. Keep the bend in the knees. As you inhale, lift the chest, imagine a half lift. Exhale, Prasarita, wide forward fold, spin your heels out, relax your neck at the bottom. You've got an inhale here to do with whatever you'd like, and a breath out. Twisted lunge to the top of the mat into your left foot on the inhale. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling, right knee is lifted. Exhale, baby Hanuman, right shin to floor, right sit bone, right heel. Inhale, open across the chest just for a moment. Exhale, pyramid pose, roll over the top of the right foot and take a fold. Again, we'll take an inhale, maybe there's a half lift. And an exhale, chance to deepen the fold. We're adding on, single leg mountain, inhale, right knee to chest, arms go back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, half Hanumanasana, keep thinking of the transitions. Land your right toes, land your right knee, and take a fold into your left leg. Warrior two on the inhale, lunge left leg, arms spiral open up to face the right. Exhale, goddess, hands interlace behind the back of the head, spin on your heels, drop your hips. As you inhale, press your palms to the ceiling, open across the chest. Exhale, keep the bend in the knees, land the fingertips down towards the floor. You know where you're going now. Inhale, open across the chest first. Exhale, Prasarita, wide forward fold, fold into your feet. Keep it moving, twisted lunge, back of the mat, left hand down, right arm up to the ceiling. Inhale first. Exhale, baby Hanuman, left shin to floor, sit bone to heel. Take a breath in, widen across the chest. Exhale, pyramid pose, roll over the top of your left foot. Single leg mountain on the inhale, left knee back to chest, arms up to sky. At any point, if you'd like to add on, option to straighten the left leg out in front of you. This time, exhale, step your left toes all the way to the back of the mat, lower your hands down, frame your right foot. Three-legged down dog on the inhale, right leg kicks to the ceiling. As you exhale, right knee to nose, rounding your back, make as much space as you can to step your right foot between your thumbs. Left knee lowers down to the floor. First, vinyasa, inhale, reach arms up to the sky. So as you exhale here, take your hands, interlace the hands along the back of the head, just like we did in that goddess pose. And you've got a little moment, maybe, for a bit of a back bend. So relax your head into your hands. Think heart, chest to ceiling, but still lots of space in the lower back. Taking one more full breath in. As you exhale, Skandasana to the right leg to the back of the mat. Release the hands for the first one. You can use the hands to help you get there. And then if you're like me, first one always feels a little sticky, so maybe there's some time to move around and just to kind of feel it out. On your next inhale, supported extended side angle into your left leg. We're going forearm to thigh, right arm reaches up and overhead. So again, a little moment here to pause and kind of feel it out. Maybe you can close the eyes. And just notice your feet in the floor and see how it feels to really press and anchor your feet a little further into the ground. And then imagine pressing a little further into your left forearm, into that point of connection, and start to turn your chest a little closer to the ceiling. And especially if you are really flexible, see how it feels to take a little tuck under of the tailbone. Maybe there'll be a little more sensation, the crest of the right hip. We'll take one more big breath in. Exhale, wide forward fold Prasarita. Again, notice the transition. Fold back through the middle, back through center. On your next inhale, supported high lunge to the back of the mat. Into your right leg, hands frame your right foot. As you exhale, step your left foot in beside your right. Keep both knees bent. So we're prepping chair pose. On the inhale, chair, reach arms up towards the ceiling. Keep hearing the breath. Exhale, forward fold, fold into your feet. Halfway lift, we'll take an inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Left leg steps back. Left knee lowers down towards the floor. Half Hanuman, take a fold, right leg. We go again, warrior two, inhale, arms open up, returning chest to face the left. Exhale, goddess, hands interlace, keep the transitions nice and smooth and slow. Inhale, press palms to sky, think chest open. Exhale, fingertips land down towards the floor. As they land, that little opening first, breath in. Exhale, Prasarita, wide forward fold, fold back through the center. Inhale, twisted lunge to the top of your mat, that's the left foot. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Baby Hanuman, exhale, right shin to floor. Sit down for a moment first, take a breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. Again, get that little bit of sensation as you roll over the top of the foot. We'll keep moving. Single leg mountain, inhale, right knee to chest. Option to straighten the leg out in front of you. Exhale, supported high lunge. Step your right toes to the back of the mat. Land your hands to the floor. Three-legged down dog, inhale, left leg kicks to the ceiling. It's first one this side, so maybe you want to take a little extra moment and extra breath. Next time you exhale, knee to nose, step your left foot between your hands. Right knee drops to the floor. Anjaneyasana, sink it with the inhale, arms go up to the sky. So we're going to interlace hands again and give yourself a moment here. So just kind of feeling it out. You can play with where the hips are in space. Maybe you want to go for a little back bend again, heart up towards the sky, but still just think really, really long, really spacious. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, Skandasana, left leg to the front of the mat. Again, if you want to, use your hands as a little bit of extra support for this first one. We'll take one breath. And then whenever you next breathe in, supported extended side angle into your right leg to the back of the mat, left arm extends. So again, you've got a moment here, maybe to close down the eyes, hear the sound of your breathing, plug your feet into the floor a little more, tuck your tailbone, but still turn chest to ceiling, and then think everything super active, alive, engaged, switched on. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, wide forward fold Prasarita, fold back through the middle. Again, notice the transition. We're going towards the front of the mat. Supported high lunge, inhale, frame your left foot. Exhale, right foot steps in beside your left, bend both knees, drop your sit bones. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, arms up to sky. And forward fold, exhale out. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. We're going last round, breath to movement. Right leg steps back. Right knee lowers to the floor. On the exhale, half Hanuman to fold. Warrior two as you breathe in. So see if we can move. Breath to movement, but breath is still really long. Exhale, hands interlace behind the back of the head. Goddess, maybe you're sitting a little lower. Inhale, palms to sky, open. Exhale, fingertips down towards the floor, land. Take a little moment. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, wide forward fold, Prasarita. Twisted lunge to the back of the mat, to your right foot. As you inhale, right arm goes up. Exhale, baby Hanuman, left shin to floor, sit down. Take a breath in first. Exhale, pyramid pose, or rolling over the top of the foot. Just keep flowing. Single leg mountain, inhale, left knee to chest, arms to sky. Exhale, left toes step to the back of the mat, supported lunge, land your hands down to the floor. Three-legged down dog, inhale, right leg to ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose, right foot steps between your hands, left knee drops, Anjaneyasana, inhale, arms up to sky. Exhale, hands interlace at the back of the head. We're going to take one breath in for space. Maybe keep the hands, Skandasana, right leg, back of the room on the exhale, left toes go up towards the sky. Supported extended side angle, left leg front of the mat. If you want a little more, feel free to go left hand down to the floor, maybe down to a book or a block. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, wide forward fold, Prasarita. We're going back through center. Can you deepen the fold a little more? Supported lunge to your right foot to the back of the mat. It's a full breath in. Exhale, left foot steps in beside your right, bend both knees. Chair, Utkatasana, inhale. And a big breath out, forward fold. Last round, inhale, halfway lift for space. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg steps back, left knee lowers, next breath out, half Hanuman fold. Warrior two, inhale, arms spiral open to the left. Goddess, hands behind the head, exhale, so just feeling a rhythm now. Palms up, breath in. Fingertips to the floor, exhale out. Chest open, inhale. Wide forward fold, Prasarita, exhale. Twisted lunge, top of the mat to your left foot. As left arm goes up, that's the breath in. Baby Hanuman, exhale, right shin to floor. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pyramid pose, right foot lands to the ground. Single leg mountain, inhale, right knee to chest. Again, you can kick the legs straight. Maybe you want to take another variation. Exhale, supported lunge, land your right toes, land your hands. Three-legged down dog, inhale, left leg to sky. Stay with the breath as much as you can. Exhale, knee to nose, step your left foot through. Right knee drops. Anjaneyasana, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands interlace, back of the head. You've got one breath in here. Exhale, Skandasana, left leg. Can you keep your hands? Right toes go up towards the ceiling. Inhale, extended side angle, right leg, back of the room. You can go forearm to thigh. You can go hand to ground. Just match what you did on the other side. We'll take one more big breath in together. Exhale, wide forward fold. Again, notice the transition back through center. Supported high lunge, left foot, top of the mat. Breathe in. Right foot steps in beside your left, bend both knees, exhale. Chair, inhale, arms up to sky. And then forward fold, a big breath out. Listen to the cues. Halfway lift on the inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, high plank, land your hands, and step one foot back at a time. So we're going to close it kind of how we started here. So take a little lower of your belly down to the floor. If you want to, use your knees and think like we're trying to resist gravity. So it's a really, really slow, soft landing of the belly and the chest. If you want a little more space in your lower back, widen your feet as wide as the mat. Come onto tented fingers, spider fingers. We go 3 rounds of a rolling cobra. So you're going to inhale to float and pick yourself up and away from the ground. Think of spinal waves or ripples through the spine. And your exhale, we're lowering all the way back down to the floor. So you've got 2 more just like that. I'm going to let you move through them. And just kind of breathe and get lost in it. Maybe you're slowing down the rhythm of the breath, slowing down the movement a little, trying to slow down the heart rate. And when you are done, we're going to meet back in that high plank, Hands under shoulders, tuck your toes. Again, use knees if you need to straighten the arms. From high plank, we're playing with little shifts, forward and back. Just 2 or 3 shifts. And then when you're ready, bend the knees like a spring, press back. Malasana, step the feet outside of your hands. So we're back to this Malasana. We're going to go for a fairly soft approach now. So drop your sit bones, relax your arms inside of the legs. Maybe hands are soft. Maybe you want to even sit yourself on a block, a book, a pillow. So just kind of support the sit bones, support the hips. And then just drenching yourself over your legs or between the legs. So you can drop your chin to your chest, let your upper back round. Maybe close the eyes again. And just kind of the sense of melting here. Again, like everything starting to slow down. Breath starting to slow down. And as it does, imagine it we're directly linked to thinking, to how busy or quiet your mind is. And as the breath could slow, the mind could start to quieten a little. I'm going to give you about 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then whenever you're ready to, if you need to, use your hands to support you. We're going to lower sit bones all the way down to the floor. Place your feet out in front of you, knees point up to the sky, hands land behind you. And just take a little windscreen wiper over your legs, left and right. So you can go for little pauses on each side. If you'd like, as you rock over to one side, you can open across the chest a little more. So pull the chest forward. And again, you're just kind of following what feels good. So maybe it's fast. Maybe there are not many of these. If you're ready or ready to be done, you can meet me back through the middle. If you want more, you can keep moving and just join us when you're ready. Last posture of the day, we're going to go Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch, knees out wide. So taking your hands to shins, ankles, feet, you can close down the eyes again. And then as you inhale, imagine cow pose. Bring your elbows in towards your ribs. Send your chest up towards the ceiling. You're right on the front of your sit bones. As you exhale, straighten the arms. Start to lean back as much as you can. Bring your chin to your chest. We'll go 3 more like that. Inhale, belly draws forward, heart up towards the ceiling. Really thinking long breaths now. Exhale to round and to lean back. And we got 2 more. Again, if you want to move faster or slower, feel free. Just whatever makes you feel really grounded, really connected to your body. Next time you inhale, find the middle front center, so a really long spine. Exhale, going for a fold forward over the feet. So this could be a completely passive approach like we had in Malasana. Maybe you want to go for a really active fold here. But I just want you to follow what feels good, what you feel like your body needs. And again, just a slow, rhythmic breath. And especially in preparation for Savasana, for hopefully a state of meditation, just kind of slowing down that thinking mind, distractions, and just tuning into your body, into feeling, that connection with the floor again in your grounding. If you want to stay a little longer, you can stay. If you're ready, start to roll your spine back up towards the seat. Bring your hands outside of your knees. Draw your knees to close. And then you can either reach forward or keep your hands on your knees and just roll yourself down onto your back. So you've got time when you're on your back, you can move, you can stretch. Maybe you want to kind of wiggle, roll out the hips a little. You can go legs up the ceiling. Literally anything here that feels good. Maybe there's even a happy baby or half happy baby on each side. But we're eventually going to meet in a full Savasana, lying flat on your back. So really taking up space in the room, really taking up space on your mat. And then closing down your eyes. And again, just like we could shut out the outside world, any worrying expectation as to what comes next, what you have to do after this practice, the rest of the day, the evening. And for the last moment with me, grounding again. So with the eyes soft, I just want you to notice again the points of connection the body has with the floor. And then as you notice points of connection, also noticing the points where there's gaps or spaces between you and the ground. A little gap underneath the knees, behind the heels, the wrists, the back of the head. And imagine that as you breathe and as time goes on, all these gaps start to shrink. It's like we could soften, melt, and get even closer to the floor with every out breath. And then eventually, like we felt at the start, so heavy on the ground, so relaxed, that you could fall through the floor underneath you. And like you could drop your anchor back into earth center, to stillness, to steadiness. And kind of this feeling of everything being immovable, just for a moment. Feel your slow, rhythmic breath. And in the last moment together, this connection to grounding again, to feeling anchored, rooted in yourself, and in present moment. So this is the point of the practice where I'm going to leave you to rest. Definitely encourage, take an extra moment, keep your eyes closed. When you do move, a couple rounds of breath, a really slow, easy stretch, and just kind of take your time to wake yourself up. And I hope that you feel extra grounded, extra steady, connected to yourself for the rest of the day, maybe even the rest of the week. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining the first one, and I'll see you next week.